So what the last days was about the physical old covenant ending and the physical priesthood ending and the physical temple ending so that you could be a spiritual temple and so that we all could be spiritual high priests in the heavenly realm. So the Messiah was supposed to come in the last days of the old covenant, and the Messiah was supposed to bring a new covenant. And the way how the Messiah was expected to bring this new covenant was to bring a new temple, and this new temple would be a part of a new messianic kingdom. So when you go to Matthew 24 and Jesus says that the physical Jewish temple is going to be destroyed, that is why the disciples say, when will this be? What will be the sign of your coming? Well, they're not asking Jesus, when are you going to come back? Because Jesus ascending into the clouds, that didn't happen yet at that point. And Jesus doesn't need to physically come back anywhere because he's standing right in front of them. When the disciples asked Jesus, what will be the sign of your coming? What they're asking Jesus is, what will be the sign of your kingdom? The Greek word used is parousia. Parousia means the coming of a kingdom. So what's going on in the mind of the disciples is, wait, if the physical temple that we're standing in front of is going to be destroyed, then that must mean that your temple is going to come. That must mean that if the physical temple is going to be destroyed, your temple must be on the way. Well, what's going to be the sign that your kingdom is finally here? What's going to be the sign that your temple is finally here? So the last days was about the last days of the old covenant. And the way that the disciples would know that the old covenant passed away was when the Jewish temple passed away, or when heaven and earth passed away. Now, in the ancient Near East, mountains were thought to be places where the gods lived at. If you wanted to communicate with a god or with a deity, you would go to a mountain because mountains are high places. And people used to believe that mountains held the sky up. So the closest place between heaven and earth was a mountain. Well, the Jewish temple, it stood on Mount Moriah. It stood on a mountaintop. And so this holy heavenly place was built on a mountaintop. And so the Jewish temple was thought to be the place where heaven and earth met. So the temple used to be referred to as heaven and earth. So you'll see that language a lot in the Bible, even in the New Testament, when the New Testament talks about the heavens and the earth will go away with fervent heat and a great bang. That's not talking about the universe. That's talking about the Jewish temple. And so because people don't know that the last days was about the Jewish temple, which they used to call heaven and earth, passing away, when you read the New Testament today, you think that heaven and earth is talking about the universe. That just shows how much language has evolved and language has changed. So we can't get the concept of the second coming of Christ correct because so much language and so much of our understanding has evolved. When we read our New Testament, we're reading our New Testament like a 21st century modern person, and we're not reading our New Testament like an ancient Near Eastern Israelite. This is what I talk about in my books. If you do not have my book, Secrets of the Bible from the East, go to the link in my bio and get my books. This is why we need to start reading our Bible with the mind of an ancient Israelite. But the kingdom that Jesus had in mind, Jesus wasn't going to replace the physical temple with another physical temple. Jesus was going to replace the physical temple with the spiritual temple of the body of believers. So what the last days was about, the physical old covenant ending and the physical priesthood ending and the physical temple ending so that you could be a spiritual temple and so that we all could be spiritual high priests in the heavenly realm while we still exist here on this earth. The old physical temple had to pass away so that you and I could be spiritual temples. So the second coming of Jesus was not about Jesus literally coming out of the sky. The second coming of Jesus was about the coming of Jesus's kingdom. But Jesus's kingdom was a kingdom that you couldn't physically see. Jesus's kingdom was a kingdom that would be spiritual. And the way how the disciples would know that the kingdom was here was God would give them a physical sign like he did in the Old Testament. The physical sign that the spiritual kingdom was here was the physical temple was going to be destroyed. So when the physical Jewish temple was destroyed, in that generation, in their lifetime, they would know that the spiritual kingdom now was dwelling with men. So in the year 70 AD, when the Jewish temple was finally destroyed, that was the final sign that the coming of Christ's kingdom finally was on earth inside of men. So we are not in the last days. We are in the new heavens and the new earth, meaning we are inside of the new temple. The new heaven and the new earth is the body of believers. As a community, as one unit, we are now one as Christ and his Father are one.
This book series, Secrets of the Bible from the East, will change your life. If you are ready to learn the secrets of the Bible, the things you wish you would have known when you first became a Christian, like how the Israelites believed the earth was flat, or how God fought a dragon in the book of Genesis, then you need to get these books. Go to the link in the bio, watch the intro video, and shop now.